I like video games too. Girls like video games too.
Video games.
Video games?
Yes, Troy, very much like a video game.
Just like your video games.
Where's Babu? He is in Pakistan!
Savages.
Hello? India? Yeah, it's Pakistan.
And send it in, say, Pakistan, $110.
Heard about your incursion in Pakistan.
Pakistan. Yeah, it's different in Pakistan.
The gaming culture in Pakistan is changing. Nowadays, a lot of money goes into this industry, and you be amazed to know that at its current form, it's 8 times bigger than Hollywood. Yeah, that's the Hollywood. So let me give you some numbers and we'll start from there. As of April 2018, 2.3 billion gamers have spent around $138 billion on games. That's a 13.3 or 16.2 billion increase from last year's earnings. Let me put that into a national perspective. 1 billion is equal to 100 crore. That's 1 followed by 9 zeros. So by that extension into 18, approximately 200 crore gamers would spend around 200 crore on games. Now if we dig a bit more deeper, we'll see that this industry has been on a double-digit growth for the past 10 years. The top 3 consumers in the industry are the USA, China and Japan, making South Asia one of the biggest revenue points contributing to this overall growth. Look at the map, the world map. You'll see that our country Pakistan is in this region, round about here, alongside India, Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Iran. We need to address the lyrical elephant in the room now. People in Pakistan have this misconception. They think that the only games played by the population are those that are created by either Irfan Junejo or Yak Games. But some facts need to be known. The first ever video game created was Pong. In 1983, the gaming world saturated and crashed.
Everybody knew it. The Atari was obsolete.
The first ever 3D game was Wolfenstein 3D, and it was a game about killing Nazis and this guy. In terms of video game history, consoles can be divided chronologically into 8 generations. An average generation lasts for a period of around 5 to 6 years, and they are as follows. Same vein, handheld consoles also have a somewhat similar generational map. Now, internationally, the gaming industry uses 2 methods via which it provides its products or services to its users or consumer base. Number 1 is digital downloads, and the second one is hard copies of games. The former has just kicked into high gear as a practical form of delivery service. PlayStation got its PlayStation Store, Xbox got its Soft Store, and even Nintendo has fully investing into the idea. Now, bit download speeds and the internet infrastructure throughout the world, coupled with the fact that a soft copy is so much harder to lose or get eaten by a dog, makes it the ideal choice in an ideal world. But since we're still not there yet, we have to rely on hard copies, an ancient relic in the contemporary world. CDs, DVDs, heck even Blu-rays are going extinct. They do provide the ease of use, don't get me wrong. The feeling of plug and play gratification is surreal, but it's a dying breed. Thus bringing us to the next part in order. Dedicated sellers and distributors of video games are dying with it too. Not anytime soon though, but maybe in the coming generation we might start seeing some kind of an offset. Google did say that it would be launching its always online stream only game console, but at this point we can only guess what kind of splash it will bring. The situation in Pakistan was and still is a bit different. We didn't really have any kind of dedicated gaming retailers like GameStop or Target. This was and still is both a blessing and a curse. As you might know, these chains have a penchant for ripping you off, I think. But at the same time, they were also able to fulfill a very basic requirement during the early days of widespread gaming, community building. What we have instead of these games were the large middleman companies were mom and pop gaming stores. if you may. They ranged from anywhere within the scale of seemingly legitimate stores to those that used to sell subpar or pirated games at an exorbitant rates. Pakistan gamer base is skewed as it is towards the younger age group. That, coupled with less buying power and a premium on an already expensive 65-minute PKR title, can make an already expensive hobby even more so. Things look bleak, but then we found a way. Started these online communities, places that started off small during the prior generation, but have since then gained mass appeal owing to a more connected societal setup in the past few years. We can call these platforms crowdsourced gaming hubs, for lack of a better word. They were user-generated marketplaces based on implicit rules and roles on online platforms like Facebook and Tumblr. The process was quite simple, really. When you go to a retailer store, they influence your buying decision by bombarding you with choices in the shape of packages. What they're doing in the long run is maintaining a customer value chain and keeping its business model alive: hardware, collectibles, used games, and everything. In contrast, the Pakistani model is quite simple, backed by genius. It cuts out the middleman altogether. What is left is a peer production model. A user will search for what he wants, any kind of title or hardware, used or new. A seller, who also happens to be a member of the said community, contacts the said users and they parted it out, old Pakistan style. OLX in the past few years has excelled at this, with users creating ads for what they want to sell or what they want to buy. This, coupled with social groups like the ones on Facebook, cuts cost considerably and doesn't lead to exploitation. And with the advent of the current generation, it has even led to rent-based small-scale business models. On a citywide or national level, enterprises like GameFlame, Gamely, and GotGames.pk not only provide games to the Pakistani user base at an affordable rate, but they also have excelled in forming a tightly knit group of gamers. Something that would have not been possible in the past decade within the country. One of the products of this activity has been the resurgence of Pakistanis in the online competitively driven international landscape. Sumail Hassan put us on the map by winning the International 2015 and kickstarted a national level revolution. The establishment of competitive platforms like Pakistan Gamer Lounge, PGL, and Telenor sponsored Game Bird esport platform, coupled with other supplementary services, they're not only paving a way towards bringing gaming in the professional spectrum, but they're also making societal headway, revitalizing mindsets and promoting it as a form of mainstream medium that is here to stay, for better or for worse. Consumers here